Yo, what's up guys? So a few days ago I made a video on a very interesting clever lure which still happens today, and you guys seem to love it and you want to see more stuff like this because it still does happen in the game, very surprisingly. Like, lures were very popular back in the day because you couldn't get banned for it, but now they can get banned, but people still do them and people still fall for them and lose their banks. So I'm making these videos because it's really interesting, and I know you guys find it too, to see this sort of stuff in the game, like weird stuff like which actually happens, and also to educate everyone so people know about this stuff so you guys don't fall for it yourselves. But seriously though, my biggest advice not to get lured is just never drop any items. It's literally as simple as that. But today we have a graphical glitch, and this was very interesting. I believe this has been around for some time now, but no one's ever really put it out there. And I think I heard this a long time ago, but I didn't actually know how it happened. And today I'm going to explain how it does happen, and it still happens right now. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you guys from both perspectives, both the lurer's point of view and also the person being lured. I'm going to go over the lure first, and then I'll explain how it actually works. So the lurer will approach the victim anywhere, GE for example, lots of noobs there, and he'll go over, yo, what's up bro, you interested in some money? He'll show you a big cash stack and you'll be like, sure. I mean, who doesn't want free money these days? Like, everyone's after GP. And I'll ask you to grab your cash stack for a second. Don't worry, we're not going to the wilderness, we're not doing anything, we're just staying in Varrock. And then they'll show them the cash, you know. I'm using 10k as an example because when you drop 10k, anything over 10k looks the same on the floor, so it could look like 100 mil, it could be 2 bill, whatever. So yeah, we're just using 10k as an example. Just pretend it's 25 mil. You know, you can get all this cash if you basically just answer 2 questions correctly. And this is when you go down to V West Bank Basement. So I'll ask you 2 simple questions, something like, I don't know, what's the highest skill level you can get? Everyone knows that's 99. What's the max combat level you can get? 126. If you don't know that, I have no idea, but yeah, just 2 simple questions, you get it correct. Then he asks how much cash you've got on you. Pretend I've got 25 mil, of course, trade it, you know, show the 25 mil, and then in order for you to get the 100 mil or whatever he said it was, he wants to see if you can trust him, and he'll ask, you know, it takes 50 seconds for items to appear on the ground to other people, and of course you're like, yeah, that's fine. And then he'll ask you to drop the cash and trade him for literally 15 seconds just to show that you can trust him. Yeah, that's absolutely fine, you got plenty of time to pick up your money. And then once you've dropped it, he'll ask you to trade him, and then he'll give you the money. 15 seconds later after the trade, obviously you got plenty of time to pick up your cash, he goes over and takes your cash stack. So you're like, what the fuck? You just witnessed him take the big cash. Like, what the hell just happened? Like, how the hell did he pick up the money? He just picked up my money after 15 seconds after dropping it. You're absolutely panicking. He goes upstairs, you follow him, you're like, yo, what the hell, dude? Give it back. What the hell just happened? Yeah, I'm gonna explain exactly what went down. So like I said before, most people know, well, when you go down to the Varrock basement, there's a 3GB spawn. You can clearly tell it's a little cash stack of a couple coins on the floor. Now then, when you drop anything over 10k, it looks like a big cash stack, so you can easily see, you know, the difference between the amount of cash on the floor. So when you drop your items, you know you have 50 seconds, like he explained, to pick up your items again. So you're only going to be in the trade for like 20 seconds. Now after those 20 seconds, he'll decline and he'll go over and he'll pick up the big cash stack. So you're like panicking, what the fuck? It's only been 20 seconds, how the hell did it appear for him? You're not bothered about the 3GP on the floor because you know that spawns there anyway. It's a little cash stack. You know that anything above 10k looks like a big cash stack, so your entire bank's on the floor, 50 mil, 200 mil, whatever it might be. So he literally just went over there and you clearly saw it, he picked up the big cash stack, so you're panicking. Like I said, you're not bothered about the 3GP on the floor, you know that that's not your big cash stack, you know that it spawns there anyway, so you're panicking. However, when he goes over to pick up the big cash stack, that isn't actually the cash that you dropped, that's actually the 3GP, and that is the graphical glitch. So he'll go over, he'll go upstairs and he'll stall time for like 30 seconds, however long it might be, until your cash actually spawns. So he'll set a timer for when you actually drop your cash, then he'll go downstairs and he'll quickly go pick up your actual cash. Now that's actually the lure. So how the hell does this all work? When you go down to the basement, he'll position you where the GP spawn is. Not obviously, he'll get you to follow you, and then he stands in the corner, you're automatically there. And when he trades you to show you the cash, you'll be positioned there if he's in the corner, etc. So then he will go over and he'll pick up the 3GP, and then he'll set a timer. Now then, he has got 50 seconds to get you into the trade screen and for you to drop the cash, and he'll set another timer when you've dropped the cash. So he'll explain everything, you know, quickly. It takes 50 seconds for everything to spawn, and he wants you to drop the cash, trade you quickly for 15 seconds. He wants you to have dropped the cash by about 35 to 40 seconds. So by the time you're in the trade screen, you've got like 10-15 seconds in the trade screen, and then the 3GP will spawn, and that's when he will decline the trade and he'll go over and pick up the 3GP. On the person getting lured point of view, that's where it looks like he's picking up the big cash stack, and that's where the lure happens. So then he looks at the other timer and he goes upstairs, and you follow him because you're panicking, and wait until it gets to 50 seconds, then he'll go back downstairs and he'll actually pick up the cash stack, which is your cash. So yeah, you're probably thinking, who the hell would ever fall for this lure in the first place? Well, it's kind of like legitimate because you only drop your money for like 15-20 seconds, and then you see him go over and pick up the big cash stack. So because you're panicking so much about them picking up the big cash stack, you don't bother about the 3GP. But it's not all about the lure, it's sort of very interesting why the 3GP shows up as the big cash stack. So yeah, is this going to get patched? Because I'm pretty sure this has been in the game for a very long time, and that's the interesting thing. If you guys want to see part 2, I actually have another video of where this has been used as well. If you'd like to see that, give the video a like. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. Give me your thoughts down below, and peace!